Step in the box, baseball fans. Welcome back to another episode of Batter Up with Brett and John. Man, it's been a long time, John. Welcome back to the States, brother.
It has been a long time. That's what happens when I go on vacation for 2.5 weeks, go out of the country. I missed doing Batter Up. We meant to do this Batter Up episode, I think Thursday, the 28th of June, and then I was going to be gone. And then we got back yesterday, so I said, let's do Sunday. Do Sunday. Happy to be back at it. I did try to do as much content while I was on vacation. I tried to stay as connected as I could without being too overburdening on the actual trip. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that on my channel. If you want to go see cards ripped on a glacier, go watch that video. I was pretty happy about that one, although the product kind of sucked. I should have brought some better product. You know what here's what I was going to do, Brett. I was going to do chasing a cracked ice card on ice. That's what I meant to do.
That'd have been cool.
You know, and I was like, chase the icy foil card on the ice, right? But yeah, and then chase the mojo from somewhere else that was like themed about mojo. So anyway, as corny as they are, I had a lot of fun and missed doing Batter Up. Sounds like I missed a lot. We didn't really get a chance to talk about Topps Chrome before I left. So you want to start there? Anything kind of your neck of the woods that you want to touch on first?
Man, same thing. When you went on vacation, I went out of town for 8 days down to Central Illinois and just took time off from the card world. And this is a good time to be taking off. Prices are down. I haven't opened up too much, so I'm excited to open up a couple hangers with you tonight. We missed the crew out there. There's a lot of people in here. And 4th of July was awesome, as usual. Before we get to Topps Chrome, I mean, there was a weather delay at the hot dog eating competition at Coney's Island, and man, Joey Chestnut just he's the true GOAT. He is the true GOAT.
He is. It's funny. I actually had somebody comment on one of my videos that I made saying, aren't you supposed to be chasing Joey Chestnut right now? Aren't you supposed to be there at Nathan's? Yeah, guys, I screwed up. I had this vacation planned well in advance of July 4th. I knew I was going to try to qualify. I knew there'd be a very hard chance I would actually get there. Turns out the numbers weren't that high. I probably would have, to be honest, I would have fell just short this year. I probably would have been like 2 or 3 hot dogs short of qualifying. But there's always next year. I keep saying that, but I'm still in the league. I did update my profile. They're going to be coming out with new rankings soon. Look for that. They're going to try and pump up social media a lot more. So hopefully ERB Sports, you'll see it on Major League Eating on the site soon. And I don't know that I'll ever run down Joey. Joey is quite a special eater. You know, he is the Babe Ruth of eating. He's the Mickey Mantle of eating. Even if he is dethroned at one point, that might happen soon. James Webb is pretty good. Jeff Esper's really good. Jeff beats him a lot, just can't beat him in hot dogs. But yeah, guys, if I do ever get to Nathan's, it'll be the highlight of my eating career. As a career, I don't know, it's an eating hobby. Yeah, I you know what I'm looking forward to most, Brett? Doing a contest where I actually like the food. I am trying to target a contest where I actually like the food we're eating, that I want to eat it. There's a tamales contest in Dallas. I would love to do that contest because I love that food. It tastes so good. I would love to do an ice cream contest. That would taste great. Pumpkin pie is always great, so that might actually be the next contest to do in the October timeframe. But I'm still going to train in the meantime. I will try to do some eating videos on my channel to show you guys how I'm chasing down Joey Chestnut, even though, let's be realistic, that ain't going to happen. But yeah, chasing down the Nathan's contest on the 4th of July. Next year, I won't schedule a vacation around that.
If you're there, I will be there, man. I will be there front and center. I'll get there early.
Yeah, no, truthfully though, so my son is a senior. He's going to be a senior in high school. We will not be scheduling that trip over the 4th of July. We already know that probably won't happen, so we will leave that date open. So qualifying for Nathan's next year, it's full go, barring any unforeseen circumstances. There were a couple of events in our family that happened that derailed that for me this year, but hopefully next year all that's behind me. And we can definitely be a full go to try and get to Nathan's next year. The numbers look reachable.
Should be awesome, man. Right before we left, and we were going to do that last video when all the Topps Chrome stuff came out. So here we are with Topps Chrome. We're 10 days away from release, and
Yeah,
Topps had those pre-releases of hobby
yeah,
box for 125 and jumbos for 300. I'm interested to see if when the product does come out,
hmm
what the retail's going to be. I really am interested.
yeah. I ran some numbers. I need to make a video on it, but when I looked at the odds on the box, not the box, but they publish the odds on the website right now. You know that's great to see they do that ahead of time, give you guys a little glimpse of what's to come. Looking at all the formats, we're gonna get the hobby, the regular hobby, the jumbo. We're gonna get a monster box, which is basically a mega box. We're gonna get a blaster box. And then you're going to get that HTA breaker box, which is kind of a hybrid box of like similar to what you'd have for like Bowman, Bowman Chrome when you have those 3 autos and that's basically it. It's going to be, I think, 2 autos per box of that, 7 cards, some numbered parallels, and some other inserts. But going back to the odds, I ran the numbers for the regular hobby. Given the fact that you're going to get 1 auto per box, the breakdown of which probability is higher, you're more than likely to get a base auto out of the regular hobby box and 2 or 3 parallels than you are a numbered auto and 2 or 3 parallels. In the jumbo box, 3 autos. The odds are actually you're going to get 1 base and 2 numbered autos. Most boxes are going to look like that based on what I ran the numbers. And then you're going to get 3 or 4 additional parallels on average, in addition to your autos in the jumbo box. Switching over to the retail formats, the mega boxes look like they're going to have on average about 0.7 hits per box. So some boxes are going to have 1. Almost a lot of the boxes will have 1. Some will probably have 2, and a percentage will have none. So it'll be like the Bowman mega boxes. And then the blaster boxes will have the worst format, and it'll only have 0.3 hits per box. And the autos are going to come out 1 every, I believe it was somewhere on the order of 18 boxes for an auto, which is
That's
like
brutal.
1 per case. Now, we have to see it rip to find out, but I think I'm staying away from retail. I bought 1 jumbo. I want to see the product opened, and I know they have the MVP buyback that's going to make it enticing to kind of follow that chase. The product looks really good. I mean, I saw a little bit of it open. Ziggy shared a video on Ziggy. No, he's in here as well. Shared a video on his Instagram of a breaker breaking that HTA version. I really liked the product. I mean, I thought the quality control was pretty solid. I like the way the auto presents on the card. It looks a lot better than last year. So, what say you, Brett?
It does. I like the looks of it. Mike, the one that Ziggy shared on Instagram was Mike Hodges from Clubhouse. I used to get in a lot of breaks with him, and he does a really good job breaking. And I love the looks of that product. Um, Quality look good. The cards, I like this year's design, and it even looks better on Chrome. I really do. It's gonna look sharp.
One of the things I didn't see in the HTA version, I don't know. I hope this is a sign of things to come, but I didn't see a lot of bowing on the cards, which is kind of good for a change to not see that. I know that the bowing on the cards last year was really bad. I mean, it almost was like you're using the last set of the like tinfoil roll, right? And you're just like at the tail end there, and it's like, oh, this is all we have left, and we're just gonna make it work, and it's crap.
Last
So
last year was so bad, so
last year
bad.
was bad that the cards were bricking in the jumbos off the bat. You made a great video, that video exploded. Topps Chrome is total trash, sponsored by Hefty. Then they had a chance with update to make it right, and they doubled down on bad because the cuts were so bad. And it was like, you guys cannot do this again. You can't. You are going to ruin the Topps Chrome brand reputation if you ruin this a 3rd time in a row.
Yeah. I after seeing it on those breaks and seeing a few pictures, this product's going to be good. This rookie class is really, really good.
Yeah.
And not just this product, but the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's going to explode. Next, on the 26th, when the National hits, and Topps Chrome comes out, because they have not delayed it. I think they're ready to roll it and get it going. I think it's going to be on time. Um, it's going to blow up at the National. You're going to see people ripping cases all week. You're going to see videos of that stuff, breaks like crazy. I'm really interested to see what the prices jump to immediately. I
Yeah.
think the prices are going to go up on this product really fast. I really want to see on release day when Topps releases the price on their website. Do they raise that price from 125 up higher? Is it going to be 150? Is the
Uh,
jumbo,
yeah, that's another great point. So I saw Blowout had pre-sale. I think hobby was 144 and jumbos were 334 or 344. So I know the pre-order on Tops is 125 and 299. I don't think we're going to see that whenever it comes out. I think you're going to see the price jump up to 149, my guess, 149 or 139. And then I think you're going to see jumbos at like 324.99 or 349.99. That would be my guess.
yeah, I'm guessing the same. And dude, if the product looks as good as it is, that could go to those jumbos could go to 400 or 500 bucks really quick.
Yeah.
Because it is Chrome. Chrome is king. Chrome is king.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful that the rest of the products for Chrome look good this year. I would love to buy some singles at the National. I know this is a little early to buy them, but if you get the guys that are like PC guys or the lesser known rookies that are not like Adley Rushman and Corbin Carroll and Gunnar Henderson and those guys that are Jordan Walker. I'm probably forgetting a few names, but like you said, it's a really deep product. Maybe not Anthony Volpe, another one. Maybe it's not like as deep as like last year's 2022 update was, but still very solid and has potential. But I would say if you can find the right guys at the National to buy singles of, by all means, try to nab them up because nobody's going to have them graded by then. And if the quality's good, you get the eye test. Hopefully we see a lot of that. I mean, I know we're going to touch on the National, so we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, I definitely am very, very intrigued to see what happens here with the Chrome release. I'm very hopeful that it is good quality. I wanted, like I said, I think I made a video about this when I was on my trip. I wanted to hate Topps Chrome this year. I absolutely wanted to hate it. I wanted no part of it. I saw the price. Yeah, sure, I got to, okay, fine, I'll buy one, right? And then I bought one jumbo because, if you're going to buy one, buy the one that everybody wants. But then beyond that, I don't think I'm going to buy much retail. I'll just chase singles.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical about retail. I was actually blown away. I did my little video the day before because I was expecting the price to be crazy. And then I was shocked by the prices, and I'm like, okay, I am a sucker. I'm gonna buy some while it's still here.
You got a lot of
Link
people here who are really interested in Chrome. I mean, a lot of the comments are saying, balls deep in Chrome. If Corbin or Yoshi are in there, it's fire. Yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, I wanted to hate this product so much, but that Series 2 checklist was pretty solid. Francisco Alvarez, another guy. You mentioned Yoshida. Yeah, I mean, there's probably guys we're forgetting, but yeah, I think it's a pretty deep product overall.
Speaking of Chrome product, I was trying to get a link here, but it's too long to put in the chat. I didn't want to forget this. If you go to Walmart.com and search 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary,
yeah,
they have blaster boxes for pre-sale for $29.98. I ordered 3 of them just because it's the 2022 class, and I don't mind getting burned on 3 boxes. But that's coming out pretty soon too.
yeah.
I'm interested to see what that product is going to be too, because with
I
last year's rookie class, I don't know.
Yeah, that product, the 2021 version of that product was really bad. Like you said, it's the entire 2022 rookie class. It's Wander, it's O'Neal Cruz, it's Julio, it's Bobby, it's Torque,
Yeah.
it's gosh, there's probably guys I'm forgetting. Like I said,
Oh yeah,
Bryson Stott.
There's a lot of guys
There's
who
a lot in that product.
there's a
That's
lot
going
of
to be a
dudes who are
good
playing.
product overall. Another great product to chase singles if you can get those guys for cheaper if they're in abundance. But But yeah, I think the 53 design looks really good on those cards. Hopefully they nail the quality. You know, at this point, we have to be demanding good quality.
Yeah,
Like
I
we
agree,
can't.
man.
Uh, I, we'll get to the other topic that we were going to touch on about 10xing the hobby. Wink, wink. Quality. If you don't nail that, I don't care how much marketing you put into it. You ain't going to 10x the hobby of staying power if you can't nail quality. It's as simple as that.
Dude, and that's where I like the buyback. I like some of the ideas. I sent you that link to the great curator today. I like his content. I don't watch it all the time, but I ran into, I think you know what I'm talking about because I sent it to you. You
Yeah.
watched it. I absolutely that idea. Okay, so guys listening, girls listening, the great curator. I don't know. I think that's his channel name. He's an Asian guy. He does some cool stuff, especially in the Marvel world. He does
Daniel.
all sports cards though,
Yeah.
and
He.
his idea for base cards is pure genius. And Tops and Panini and any card company should be listening. He basically said, right now base cards are worthless and you should reward people for putting together complete sets and taking complete sets, sending them to the company, and getting some type of card in return, a special card.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
that would get tons of base cards out of circulation.
that's
And it rewards people who, like for me, you and many people who are watching here, you open up a whole case of Series 1 or Series 2 or Update Series, you send 12 to 15 sets, and you're getting some cool cards back for just base cards.
yeah.
I love that idea. That's pure genius.
Well, I think, Burbank Sports Cards actually, when we talk about 10xing the hobby, that topic, if you listen to the Jeff Wilson Show podcast this week, it's about a half hour long. I listened to it on the way back from vacation. He mentioned that very, very same thing about the buyback programs and kind of interjecting liquidity into the market, like that you need some as an incentive for some people to buy that product because people's pockets are only so deep. That the moms out there and even you and me, and we're not infinitely wealthy. We cannot keep chasing more product that we like opening because it's fun if we can't move the product or there's no incentive to open the product. So I like the idea of adding incentives. The buyback program is one thing. Hopefully that's just the tip of the spear of other things to come. I listened to the great curator comment. I think the other thing was interesting when you think about like basketball products and Panini, they don't do anything like that. Like the Select basketball just came out. Nobody's going to put together the complete set of Select blue blue base cards from Panini retail. They're not going to do it. But an
No.
incentive to do that, to get something in return, like a white sparkle pack or something, well, it might be fun. They
Yeah,
should do more of that. It would be fun.
I could probably
Panini,
put
if you're
together a
listening,
select
do
football
it.
set now, and it's like there's no incentive to do it. It just doesn't make sense. But like that would be I love that idea. I think these card companies do need to start thinking about some different stuff that they can do to go forward instead of backwards. I feel like they've gone backwards the last couple of years. I went to a hobby shop after the 4th of July down in Bloomington Normal, did a little video on it, and I
Mhm.
was telling them, I'm like, in 2018, it's Otani Mania right now, and it has been for a while. But like in 2018, you could go get a 2018 Topps Update Hobby Box for $70. I've been deleting stuff off my phone because of my storage is just kabut from so many pictures, and I
Mhm.
found a receipt of Update for $69. And then not only that, then the product was made less, and the hits are coming out of it,
Yeah.
and it's like now if the prices are more, the quality's worse, and you're not getting hits. It's like the trifecta. Base cards aren't worth anything, Dude, you go pull an Otani card right now out of any one of those products and get a 10 on it. It's $150. Any PSA 10 Otani right now, base card's $150, which is mind blowing to me. But man, we got a lot of activity. 75 people watching.
Yeah,
Thanks everybody for your Sunday night.
I apologize. I haven't been bringing them up. I'm woefully out of
That's all right. It's a
Out of
lot,
order
man.
here. It's a lot of comments. I am reading all of them. Appreciate all of that, everybody. I'll try to interject answer some questions. So, do we think sports card sales will get hurt when the student loan payments start up? That's a great point. I talk about liquidity. We just got off of vacation. People are diversifying. They only have so much money. There's only so much money to go around. So if you're not selling cards, if you're buying cards to then sell cards, and hopefully sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You grade cards, you sell cards. If you're not selling cards to then fund that hobby, you've got a lot of other things that demand up your money right now, whether it be vacations, kids in school. Next year, we're going to have a son who's going to go off to college. We don't know where he's going to go yet, but we're going to have to pay for that. So then would somebody like me, if I don't get that, part of the college education funded, if he doesn't get a scholarship or something, I'm going to have to pay for that, right? More than likely. Unless I say tough it out, kid, right? But anyway, that might cut back on the amount of money that I'm able to spend on cards, unless I sell cards to then self-fund what I'm able to do. So interjecting all this new money into cards because it's like, the mom's out there, that the grandparents or whatever is getting kids gifts or whatever. There's only so much of that to go around when there's other demands on that money, whether it be through vacations, through student loans, like you mentioned, or through other things that you spend money on, buying a house, buying a car, home improvement, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on and on. So
I'm truly amazed
good point.
because I've been going to Meijer and I've been going to Target. I usually don't go to Walmart's, but I'm surprised that when I've been into most Targets, there's no Bowman Megas, and most of the Series 2 has been sold out, and there's been no Select Football on the shelves typically.
Yep.
So there are lots of products that are still selling out at the retail level, and I'm actually surprised more haven't sat around. I don't know how everybody's area is. I know you were just on vacation and saw stuff in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah, the biggest takeaway I would say from vacation, when we hit the bigger cities, like I went to a couple Walmarts in Calgary, I didn't find anything. I went to some in these rural locations in Alberta and in the Glacier National Park area and Great Falls, and I found a lot. But if I hit the big cities up, they were either underserved or the sports card sections were still wrecked. Is the best way I can describe them. But you go to these other ones and they're not even touched. Like that one in Hinton, Optic Football was on the shelf we were there for 3 days. I didn't buy it. It was there all 3 days. Not one box was bought in 3 days. Optic Football.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? There's only 5 on the shelf, but nobody, like I guarantee in Calgary that stuff would have been gone in a heartbeat. Around here it would have been gone. I didn't have the intention to go there and buy a bunch of stuff. I only bought a couple boxes on discount when I was in Jamestown, North Dakota. Another Walmart right off the freeway, easily accessible. You could have seen, people frequent that often, but it's a rural destination, but it's an easy to access rural destination. Another store was completely stocked. Nothing was bought except Select Football. So, yeah.
It's crazy out there.
Trip.
I do believe we're going to start seeing more discounted product like we've seen because some of that stuff isn't selling at all. I mean, I'm trying to think of something that was on. I went to Meijer last Thursday, and she was packing up boxes to send back of stuff that's just been sitting.
The biggest volume thing that I saw on shelves when I was out was Donruss football.
Yeah.
Lots of Donruss football. I saw Series 1 baseball and Series 2 baseball. Those are the ones that I saw the most abundance of at the variety of stores I frequented, which and hoops basketball. I want to try and cover a basketball product and Prism basketball too. I'm going too deep, but I'll stop there.
Yeah, there was actually a bunch of select basketball that was on Meyer's shelf. I'm trying to think of what else. There was lots of basketball product. But then we were going to do this episode before you left, and it just didn't work out between you and me. You had the NHL draft, and you had the NBA draft recently.
Yep.
And dude, those products next year, some of those products are going to be super high because that Connor Bedard, man, people are talking about that like absolutely crazy. Any product with his card in is going to fly off the shelves, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
then
No,
and
I
then
agree.
basketball, you can talk about basketball, but people are
Yeah,
already flipping out.
Victor Wembanyama. Um, yeah, I mean, I watched some highlights of him. Guys, I ain't sold on him. I'm
I'm
not.
not either. He's
I'm
skinny
not.
and
The NBA is a different game. The speed is faster. I know he's 7'4". I know he's different. He looks a little awkward out there. I just don't know how he's going to fit in the NBA. I have a feeling he's going to get hurt. They're going to shut him down early. Something's going to happen. A lot of people are saying like, oh my gosh, he's the next best thing since LeBron James. Well, didn't we think the same thing about Zion Williamson? I mean, how quickly we forget. 2019, Zion was the next LeBron. Zion's barely played. I mean, only time will tell. Victor, in the highlights I saw, couldn't really shoot unless he was close to the basket. Now, again, a lot can happen in an off season. He's only 19. Let's give him a little bit of slack. But that's the point, right? Let's give him a little bit of slack. Let's not treat him like he's, Michael Jordan or, the Bill Russell. He's not yet. He's 19. He may never win a title. We don't know. But I guess that's the beauty of the chase, right? You don't know. I mean, if you go back, and I think you mentioned this one time, there was a couple that almost mortgaged their house on Patrick Mahomes, right?
yeah, dude, that was
They
a
were
crazy
buying him
story.
when he was not playing, buying like crazy, and then eventually he plays, wins 2 Super Bowls, and now they're like retired or whatever. So
Yeah,
it
they
goes both
that's
ways.
yeah, you can get some super cheap scores. I know lots of people who just buy like in basketball and football, like in football, they don't buy any of the hot quarterbacks. They just buy up the breaks of all the cheap teams with quarterbacks and they just load up. It's wild what can happen from one year to the next. I mean, and it's crazy because in 18 when Otani came out and he was in every product, it was pretty high. And then he got hurt and he didn't play. And you could get his cards. You could have got his cards for really cheap. I mean, dude, PSA 10s of his. I wish I had market movers. I believe his PSA 10s were less than $40 at one
Yeah.
point. And now there ain't no PSA 10s that are less than $150 of any, whether it's Series 1, Series 2, Update
Yeah.
Series. Any rookie card is $150 base cards.
Yeah. Well, that's true though, right? When a guy becomes that transcendent, that even though you want to hate on the base, like the video you watched, how can make base popular? Well, the base becomes popular when the other stuff becomes so unaffordable that it's all that's left over, right? And so you naturally have to, a rising tide lifts all boats. I mean, Otani, a transcendent player, finally starts to set thresholds and records, and maybe not records, but you get the idea. Personal accomplishments that will round out his career. I don't know what his career WAR is already, but it's got to be up around 30 or 40, which
Yeah, it's moving
it's
fast.
moving fast. I mean, if he stays healthy, his WAR is going to be upwards of 60 or 70 in the next 5 years. And that's automatic Hall of Fame.
That's where, like, every time, like right now this summer, the card market has been pretty cold overall in general. Certain players, yes, but overall, it happens every summer though, because
Yep.
baseball season isn't that exciting. Football season's done. Basketball season's done. The draft doesn't really move the needle that much. Um, But I believe the needle's going to be cranked up here really shortly. The National, the trade deadline is August 1st.
Yep.
Otani could get traded. There's going to
That's
be
so
lots of
funny.
players moved this year.
It's funny. He could win the MVP and he's going to get traded. And that seems
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's crazy. They'd
Crazy,
be smart.
right?
They would be smart to trade him. If I were them, I'd be say, hey, Shohei, we're in a position where we could move you to a playoff team. We love you. And just be honest with them. And we're going to move you to playoff team. We love you. And then we're going to pay you next year because the players we get are going to help us win a world championship with you guys, a World Series. That's how I'd be selling it
Yeah.
because you don't want to burn the bridge and not like I don't know. But I really think the hobby needle is going to go crazy with everything that's going on. Football season's about ready to crank up. Dude, Justin Fields cards are going to go absolutely bonkers next week.
National. Yeah.
I mean, they're going to go crazy. His price are going to go nuts. I don't know why, but I even bought one at the hobby shop.
You bought it raw though, right?
I bought an SGC 9.5
FBC. Okay. So
for
you were
$100
you're probably
bucks.
going to crack that and try to resubmit.
Yeah, or maybe even I don't know,
You know,
maybe sell it.
my brother-in-law's a breaker. He does a little, not YouTuber, but he does a Facebook break. I have a bunch of Donruss football from 2021 that I've been sitting on sealed. He said just open it and grade the Fields and the if you get any Fields or Lawrence cards out of it,
Yeah,
grade them. And he's like, that's instantly like $50 bills.
yeah, dude, it's crazy.
So as much as I have, I could probably pull two of each, and I'd probably make money. So I don't know. I just had a bunch of Fat Pack boxes that I was sitting on that I got on discount at Barnes and Noble for like $70 or something like that. So I got full boxes. I got like two or three of them. So, but yeah, I wasn't in any hurry. But yeah, all that 2021 product should start doing pretty well, much like Bowman did when Ellie got called up. So
Dude.
we didn't even touch on Ellie. You know,
Stealing three bases, stealing home. I bought this case right here, and I
kept
am
it sealed.
torn, dude. I look at this every day. I look at this case every day, and I go,
You know what you
dude, I
do with
want to.
that? You know what you do with that, Brett? Every
I'm
day
probably
you
gonna
take a
sell it.
sticky note. You look on eBay. You
Do
look on
not sell
what
it.
is the current market value. You stick that on there and say, would
Do
I
not
rather have
open.
that or would I rather open it? So I'm sure
I
right now, what was
I
it,
bought it.
2,500 bucks?
I bought this case for 25.50 to the door,
Yeah,
and they're upwards of about 4K right now.
I was
So
gonna say they were up about 40% the last time I checked.
I should. I'm actually. I think what I'm gonna do is put it in my trunk at my national, and then wear a sticker on my back saying I got a case of Bowman for sale. Make offers, and if I get a decent enough offer, I'll bring it in because I'm
Yeah,
not lugging this thing around.
that's funny.
I want to rip it, but man, sometimes it doesn't make sense to rip stuff, fellas. When you get stuff for really
Lots of
cheap,
people say open it.
like this is easy to open for me. Like
Yeah,
like the best case scenario, this $13 turns into 100 down the line, maybe if you time it right. That's if everything goes your way. But I mean, dude, you can make a quick $1,000 for holding this thing. I bought this. The day that Ellie was brought up. I bought this. So how
yep.
long ago was that? Was in June,
That
right?
was only in early June. I bought like 20 blasters on David Adams that same day. I didn't have the guts to buy the case of hobby. I probably should have, but I didn't have the guts to do that. I could have, but I bought what I felt like was an affordable purchase for me to park on the shelf, and I'm not touching those. I just wanted to buy them to have them. But yeah, that was a
Hey,
speculation play. That the moment he got called up, we knew that product was going to be popular again. We knew it was going to get ripped, and yeah, that ain't a bad product to be having a lot of. I know you ripped a lot of it. Do you
yeah.
ever regret ripping all that product? Do you wish you had it back sealed?
No, because dude, the number of players and I've made my money back on the rip because I've sold inserts, I've sold the nickel and dimes. I'm grading some of this Ellie stuff. there's still some really good players and down the line. That's why I don't mind it. Now, granted, would you like to just sit on all of it? But the one thing I will say from day one, you and me were talking about it. When Striker's on, we were talking about it. There was a reason I was buying all that stuff.
Right.
And there was even a point where I was still seeing a ton of Bowman Mega Boxes at Walgreens, and I was leaving them.
Ooh.
Dude, they were all over the place. And I'm like, man, I should have bought those too.
You kept beating that drum, and I kind of let my foot off the gas with Bowman Megas. You said they're still available at Target.com. You can buy 3 per day. And I stopped when I got to about 25, and I didn't buy any more. And I ripped a bunch, but I got like half left. And you were like, you kept buying 3 per day for the better part.
A PSA 10 Ellie Day the Cruise right now of a base Mojo is $350.
That's crazy,
dude. It is a base. It's crazy. So, that's every time you think the hobby's gone down, a player like there's a few outliers, you know. It's crazy, man. We've hit on a lot of stuff tonight. What else? What else you got?
So I've got the new Fanatics events, and then also the 10xing the hobby, the Jeff Wilson Show podcast. I listened to that on the way back from vacation. He had Burbank Sports Cards. He had Rob from Burbank Sports Cards on there. I thought Rob had some interesting points about how do you 10x the hobby, and you're not going to do it through just breaks and through gambling. You're going to do it through liquidity. You're going to do it through a little bit of trial and error. They're going to be making a lot of mistakes. They'll print too much of one product, and then they'll overcorrect on other products. As long as they don't abuse the current hobbyists throughout that process, his feeling was that it's a whole system that has to work together, right? The guy that opens the product, he's either got to make a decision when he buys the box, spends $12, opens it. If he gets a good card, does he sell it to a Burbank? Does he sell it on eBay? Where does he go next with it? Does he keep it? He doesn't have the deepest pockets. He can't keep going forever. So his point was, you're not going to 10x the hobby unless you find places for people to take what they open and go somewhere next with it. And can you 10x the hobby by just 10xing the amount of product you make? No, that's not what'll happen. But maybe there's other ways to provide some value in the midst of that, and also some liquidity. You won't have high pop counts if the product doesn't get open because people are afraid to open it, right? You won't have 20,000 PSA 10s like you did in Zion's rookie year or Luka Doncic if none of the product gets opened. That won't happen. The product exists, but nobody's going to be apt to open it because they're afraid to open it because they don't want to take a loss. So he was like, you got to find the right balance to find avenues for people to at least recoup some of their money to keep that liquidity high. And that will hopefully, over the long run, 3 to 5x. And, if you're lucky, 20 years from now, you could say you 10x'd it. But he was a little skeptical. I liked the episode overall. I thought it was a good conversation.
I really like him. I followed Burbank stuff for a while. And I saw that episode too, because that was on Sports Card Collector, right? That was on his channel?
It was on, Sports Card Investor, the Jeff Wilson Show.
I watch that too. I really like the way that he talks about the hobby. And to be quite honest with you, Fanatics and Tops, they should just hire him and say, hey, we want some suggestions, because he's got some really good ideas. And I like that whole, he was right. There's tons of people who came in and threw tons of money at this hobby during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And even in my area, there's people I met during this pandemic. They're not buying cards at all now because they threw so much money and then they got burned because they didn't know where, when, and how to sell stuff. And they're not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
They're not coming back. And
that's a great point. The people who got burned during the pandemic, let's say the guy that's holding 200 Zion PSA 10s right now that he bought for $200 trying to buy the div, and now they're $70 or $60. And it's like, that guy, that's a tough pill to swallow when you're like duped. I don't want to say duped, but you make your own decisions in life, right? But when you feel like you were led down a path that, for all the right reasons, it seemed like a good decision at the time. Like, yeah, if Zion played and won, MVPs and made it to the finals, sure, maybe now's the time to buy. Like, he's literally can't, at some point, he can't go any lower. Like, the beatdown is so much, and then people are finally starting to move off their Zion collections or whatever. Maybe that's when you jump in on the guy. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's right, though, that people that got burned during the pandemic like that, how deep are their pockets to keep doing that again? Are they fearful of doing that again? They might be.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, it still blows my mind that a select hobby box of football
Yeah.
is $600 to $700.
You know,
Like, it's one thing to go buy a hobby box of Bowman when it comes
mhm.
out for 300, but a select football hobby box, $700, man,
Well,
650.
even the Prism hobby box of Neo Cards and Comics, I watch his stuff. I watched his Sunday morning show this week, and he mentioned that Prism hobby box. He was kind of blown away by it. That they're what, $850, I think. And he's like, why? Why is this $850? Like, I get it. Brock Purdy's in there. I get it. Kenny Pickett. But let's be honest, guys. Those guys are not Josh Allen. They're not Patrick Mahomes. They're not Joe Burrow. They're not. They will probably never be those guys. And we're trying to reach to make them be that guy when they're more likely to be worse than Kyler Murray. And so it's like, it feels like it's a little bit of a reach to try to create the illusion that there is some potential there, when this really, at some point, you have to call a spade and say this draft class wasn't very good. And
No,
that's
and
okay.
that's why I think football collectors are psychos. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened from 2017, 18, that all of a sudden
I don't
football is
get it.
just crazy with
What
QBs.
I
Dude, in 17, I had pictures on my phone that I was deleting of Prism football. Every football product loaded on the shelves. Nobody was buying. And
yeah.
now it's like, dude, people are spending these crazy numbers on hobby boxes.
People Sky B, you ever watch his stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously got a lot of subscribers, 40,000. And he was opening what was it, select mega boxes or something like that from the Target version or Walmart. I can't remember which one, but pulls the Kenny Pickett gold, goes nuts about it. Said it's the biggest pull he's ever had. And I was thinking, you better sell that thing as fast as humanly
Yeah, oh,
possible.
yeah.
I wouldn't even jack around with grading it. I would just sell it. I don't want to be like a nays. I don't think Kenny Pickett is a future quarterback in the long run for the Pittsburgh
No, most
Steelers.
of these,
I
most of
just
these guys
don't.
aren't.
I
Dude,
don't see that
even
case.
Justin
He's
Fields. I mean,
closer to
I know,
Mason Rudolph than he is Ben Roethlisberger.
dude, it's
So
crazy.
people
But
are reaching because they're like, "Oh my God, Mac Jones, this that." Mac Jones might not even be a starter at the end of this year. So
no.
it's crazy to think how much people go after these quarterbacks, and they're reaching after everyone, fear of missing out. Like, oh, I missed out on Joe Burrow. I got Kenny Pickett. He's the guy. It's like, no.
I will say, man, if you're out there, I know where this is mostly baseball, but if you see any of those mega boxes at Walmart or Target, pick up a couple. I think they're for 55 and $60. I do believe it's a good product open for that price. There's typically a numbered card in a mega, so there's been some autos. Um, it's again for for me, when a hobby box of football is $600 to $700, and you can get a mega
Yep.
that does like 'cause in one of the boxes I pulled a gold, I forgot what level. It's the hardest level to hit out of retail. The die cut
Well,
of Patrick Mahomes. I got it in the kitchen. I could go get it.
did you? I
Um,
must have missed that
yeah,
one.
and well, I didn't film it because my phone was. I
Okay.
started the video to tape it, and then my storage went kaput, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna open this here. So,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, I don't know what the value on that card is. I don't look it up, but it pays for probably all the boxes. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like $200-300.
Yeah.
It's out of 10, so it's
Oh,
Patrick
no.
Mahomes.
Yeah, I would think unless the quality's crap on it, I think that card
It
probably has
looks
value. It's collectible.
it looks pretty good. It's
Yeah.
crazy, but there's a
Uh,
lot of cool cards in that
uh,
for that price.
no, I agree. I mean, it's a fun product to open. I've got some blasters on hand. I might open a couple on my channel. I didn't get any megas in it. I didn't get lucky on Target. It seems like people with bots are still after those, which is kind of crazy to think, but it is what it is. John here has an interesting point. He says Kenny Pickett's ceiling is Matt Ryan. I think he's a little too kind there, but he's probably not far off. I think his ceiling is Kirk Cousins. I mean, I hate to say it. I think his ceiling is Kirk Cousins.
Every year blows my mind how Kirk
mean,
Cousins,
if you think Kirk Cousins gold number to 10 would sell for $1,500, then I will sell it to you if you want to buy it. Because,
I've said this. If the Vikings would trade Kirk Cousins for Justin Fields right now, I'd say I'll take him. That dude, I just pulled up his stats. The Bears have not had a QB throw over 4,000 yards, and he's done it every year since only 1 year. 2019 had 3,600 yards. Kirk Cousins has gone over 4,000 yards every year, which is mind blowing to me. That the Bears just can't luck into a year where they can. It's nuts. The Bears are cursed.
Well, I would say that Justin Fields' rushing stats kind of mitigated the upward potential on his passing stats last year. So, I mean, he's a hybrid player. Those guys often never have over 4,000 yards. I mean, if they get up around 3,800 yards, I think that's a pretty good season. But the 17th game and the way the game changes year over year, I'm sure that will eventually change. But he didn't have a lot of weapons to throw to last year.
No, we'll see how he does this year.
So we'll see. They traded for that
change.
guy. They get the Moore guy from the Panthers for the draft pick. Maybe that'll open things up for them. They've always had a very struggling running game. I think they finally got rid of David Montgomery, if I'm not mistaken. But everybody's like, "Oh my God, David Montgomery's going to be great." I'm like, I don't know. As a Packer fan, I'm happy the Packers moved on from Aaron Rodgers. I'm not even nervous about Jordan Love. I don't really care. We needed to see, as Packer fans, the dude can either play or he can't. Rodgers was not going to live forever. He's going to live a lot longer, but he's not going to play forever. They had to move on from him. As a Bears fan, you probably love the fact that he was finally out of the division. It opened the door for other teams, maybe even like Jared Goff. But we'll see what happens. Jordan Love to me is closer to Justin Fields than he is Aaron Rodgers. That's for damn sure. So, I mean, if he even played like Justin Fields did and was a rusher as well as a thrower, that would be a good season. If they finish 9-8, that would be a good season. They're sure as heck not going to go 13-4 or 14-3 or even 11-6. That's so weird that you have to think 17 games. But yeah, 9-8 would be considered a success in my book for Jordan Love in his debut season, and I am excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it's good, dude. Things are gonna. That's why the NFL is so good, because there is a lot of parity every single year. Your team could go from really bad to really good in a hurry. I mean, just look at the Jags. I mean, they were bad under Urban Meyer. 1 year later, they're in the playoffs, and it's tough in baseball to do that.
I do want to.
I just can't believe football's coming.
DZ collects, and there was another comment that I was highlighting on. I forgot to talk about this. Jordan Walker autos. I was listening to Sports Card Nonsense podcast on the same drive back. I guess he's not found in Finest, even though he's on the checklist. Multiple breakers now have not found a single auto of his. You look on eBay and there's none for sale. There's no redemptions. There's nothing. It's like, I don't think he's in the product, even though it says he is. So talk about a conspiracy theory. But yeah, how about Steph Curry's golf game? I saw that hole-in-one at the what do they still call it, the American Century Championship. We went to that 1 year when I was living out.
Saw that too.
we went there on the Pro-Am day. That was a lot of fun. That's a cool place to go watch golf. They hit it a ton because it's at elevation. It's in Lake Tahoe, so it's like 6,000 feet above sea level. All these guys that you think like, oh my God, they can hit it further than the pros. It's like, well, yeah, they're also at altitude too. So, but yeah, that's he's a good golfer. He's a better golfer than I am. I'm not a bad golfer, but I'm not as good as that. I'm decent. I'll say that.
These guys are athletes. They're good at a lot of stuff.
They're good at a lot of stuff. They're
good at a lot of stuff. If they spend time, they're going to get good.
If I played a lot of golf, my handicap could get down into the low single digits. I could be, no joke, I could probably be a 4 or 5 handicapper. But I don't play a lot, so like I'm typically like a 9. Like that's like 9, 10. I can shoot below 85 in my sleep.
I would have to go take lessons because I would have to unteach all my baseball swing stuff that I do because
yeah,
my hook is nasty because I break my wrist and it's like but I love golf. Golf is fun as heck.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, no one likes talking. I just try to be humble. What can I say? I don't want to draw attention to myself. No, I mean, Brett could kick my ass in frisbee golf, probably.
Little frisbee golf. I went and played frisbee golf over.
No doubt about that. Brett should be
over the 4th of July
game too. A lot of football players and kickers and quarterbacks and a lot of athletes deceptively pretty good at golf. I just like playing. I've played it ever since I was like 8. So, but
back around. I had a bunch of notes from last time. One note that I wrote down that I thought was interesting. Again, I'm not much into NHL hockey, but I would happen to be home and the draft came on. And when the commissioner was about ready to start it up, he said, I wrote this down specifically. I rewound it. He said, "Welcome to the 2023 Upper Deck NHL Draft," which I found really interesting.
They were sponsoring the card company was sponsoring the draft.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm like, wait a second. I went back and rewound it and watched again to listen. I'm like, these are exact words. I wrote it down. "Welcome to the 2023 Upper Deck NHL Draft." And he said it. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty hardcore. I wonder what type of money that took. Like, is that a partnership? Did they have to pay extra for that? Because hockey does right now. They're carrying Upper Deck for the most part, and some of those other Marvel products.
That's a great point. Upper Deck does make a pretty good product. I mean, the quality's always been good. I just don't like the innovation in their product. I feel like some of their products are a little boring, but yeah, I like the Marvel products and the other hockey products and stuff like that. I mean, they still have exclusive like Tiger Woods autos and Michael Jordan, and we don't really know about LeBron James. Rumor was that wasn't the case anymore.
Yeah, that rumor might come out at the National.
I think we'll find it out at the National.
I think there's going to be a couple big things that release at the National, and I think LeBron might be one of them.
Yeah.
I really do think that could be one of them.
He's not National, is he?
I doubt it, but holy crap.
Can you imagine if Michael Rubin drugged LeBron James to the National and you were there on Thursday or Friday and they were doing this unveiling and it's like Brett's right there and LeBron James comes out and says, "Yeah, I signed with Fanatics."
Okay, so we did have that written down, the 10X, and then there was information that Fanatics is trying to get a card show thing going. Nobody really knows how, but I forgot where I heard this, but what if Fanatics was able to sign all these guys? Like, go through the list. If you're at home and you get on the National website, you can pull up every person that's going to be signing at the National, and the list is amazing.
Oh, it's deep, yeah,
dude. There are some amazing people.
Doesn't Jerry Rice and Joe Montana show up at the National? Dude. They bring A-list sports stars and celebrities.
They've been adding like crazy. So what if Fanatics would get exclusive deals with all these dudes? And the next thing you know, these guys are coming to Fanatics shows. You want to talk about a draw. I mean,
Yeah.
can you imagine Michael Jordan? I don't know if Michael Jordan's ever been to the National, but imagine if Fanatics was able to get Michael Jordan to come to a show.
Oh, that's a great point about.
That would change things fast.
Well, if the Fanatics events, I mean, a lot of people say like, oh my God, it's going to put the National out of business, or they're just going to go take over card shows.
I
I
don't believe
really
that.
think they're going to be something different. Cards might be very, very little to do with the actual show. Like in terms of like the dealers coming there, it's more of like the experience. It's an event. It's it's a place to go and meet people and celebrities and um, I'm sure they'll think of some creative way to make it different than just a card show, because that would be kind of boring and that's kind of passe. I just think you don't do this big announcement to just do card shows 2.0. That then no, they're going to do something else. They're going to make it closer to like I'm trying to think of a great example, but like the Panini one at the National where they do it like the VIP event. It'll be like that,
Yeah.
right? It'll be the thing that you pay for that costs a lot more sometimes, but it'll be more exclusive and more. I don't want to say rewarding because it's still expensive, probably, right? It'll be like that. That's what I expect. Less.
That's one thing I haven't seen this year is the huge Panini package that they did last year.
Yeah,
I have not seen
right.
that come up. But hey, I brought up the list of some of these: Yamir Yager, Urban Meyer's first appearance, LT, Reggie Jackson, Joe Montana, Anthony Edwards' first appearance, Marshawn Lynch, Brandon Marshall. There's tons of wrestlers going to be there. Angel Reese that won the National Women's MVP is going to be there.
Didn't
I mean, dude, this lit Dennis Rodman, Daryl
last
Strawberry, Sheffield. I mean, dude, this list is crazy. Andrew Jones, David Justice. I mean, there's tons of people on here.
I want to say
Tons.
last year they had Floyd Mayweather on that
I
list.
think he's on it again. I think they added it.
Yeah,
But he
like
didn't-
I mean that's the kind of crazy deep guest list that you get for those autos. I mean it's kind of the autos are kind of weird because it's like very rigid and you get an hour window and the guy comes in and he sits and there's like a long line and it's not my thing. But
it's not my thing either, but man, it's truly incredible when you're there. Um, Guys, girls, if you're within 5, 6 hours, you got to get in your car and drive to the National. Make it happen. Dude, don't sit home and wish you were there. Dude, make it happen. Get there because for the one day, get up super early, drive all night, sleep in your car, go for the day, and it is incredible just seeing it in person. And there are some people who are just crazy about just they only do autographs, and some of the cool stuff you see with the prints of that people get autographs on helmets, they get autographs, bats. You'll see people who are trying to get all the Hall of Famers on a print or a baseball. It is really cool. Um,
yeah.
and it doesn't matter if you what sport, what you gotta go because it's incredible. It is incredible. You'll see stuff there. Like I appreciate everything, even non-sports stuff. You're like, man, you'll see stuff there that's just really cool. The one thing that really sticks out in my head a couple years ago in 2020 was the Back to the Future. They had the Nikes
Mm-hmm.
and they had the skateboard, and they were both signed by Michael J. Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I was like, that was cool to see because you just didn't expect it, you know?
Right. What so we were going to cover the National. So what is your plan again for the National? You're going to go every day.
So here's my plan. I plan on getting up every day, and I have I got the 30 minutes early entry. So I plan on getting there to get in early, and then I'm going to stay as long as I can
Okay.
each day.
Are you going to go live each day?
No, I'm only going to go live Wednesday. I decided that
Okay.
I think I'm only going to go live Wednesday, just because it's the first day. It's a little easier to do, maybe for an hour, hour
Okay.
and a half, see how my battery goes. And then I just kind of want to just talk to people, go around, chill, and see everything the next 4 days. And then if there's one day I wake up and I just don't feel like going, I'll maybe take a day off. But I do plan on going every day you're there.
Okay.
And
What are your plans for Saturday and Sunday then?
I'll be there for sure on Saturday, Sunday.
So I was going to let the users pick. Brett and I will both be there then Saturday and Sunday. I'm only going on Saturday and Sunday this year. So Ziggy, I know he was in the chat. I know KC is planning on going. I know Peds is going. Peds probably be there all days.
I think he's going to be there. Striker's going to be there.
So some of you guys I might miss, but I wanted to maybe viewer's choice. What contest with like $100 buy-in between Brett and I could we do at the National and make a video out of? What do you guys think? Should we hunt for a specific card? Should we try and find the best $100 deal on sealed wax? Just buy $100 in sealed wax and go rip it on a box battle, see who wins. What creative way can we spend $100 between the two of us that make a fun video? You guys let us know in the comments. Either after the fact, let it, when the video is done, let it roll. Again, later in the week, let us know. I will try to do that. I'm going to try and do another one with my wife. She does enjoy the National with oddball crap. I say crap. It's not my thing. Wacky packages and Dennis the Menace 1-of-1 sketches. It's not my thing, but we might do something similar with that. But yeah, let us know what you think about box battles or some kind of scavenger hunt or purchase that we could do for about $100 each if you're up for that, Brett.
I am. How many of you in the chat are going to be there? Also, if you are going to be there, don't be afraid to come up and say hello to me and John. If I'm filming on Wednesday, I'll say hello and I'll go around and I'll come back and I'll talk to you when I'm done. John knows what it's like when you're live. You get stuck in one spot. It's really boring for the other people. So yeah. I'll try to keep it moving during that. But I have no problem saying hi right then, but I'll come back around. I love one of the reasons I'm in the hobby is because I like talking to people, and I think that's a huge part of it. The National for me is not like every person that goes to the National, they all have a different, agenda. And my agenda for the National is I don't go into the National looking to buy anything. I do end up buying some stuff, but I just love going to meet people, see cool stuff, and then impulse buy stuff that I think is good value or something that I want to open. And
how many silver packs do you plan on getting?
It just depends. Like that's one of the few things on my list to find out on Wednesday when I'm there. I want to know what an idea of the silver packs are and what products you can use to get them. And then if there's a way I can get them outside of the National that are cheaper to bring in.
The products.
Well, the products.
That qualify, yeah.
That's Wednesday. That's what I'm getting there early. I'm going to get in there, video, and find that out. And then Thursday, I do, dude, if they're as good as they were last year, I want to get a good fair share of them. I'll probably buy a case of something to figure if I'm going to buy a case of Chrome and it's a good price, maybe I'll buy Chrome. I don't know yet. But then, dude, PSA's on-site grading cards. There's a possibility of doing that. I saw SGC is going to be on site grading cards. They have not announced their prices yet. I think CSG's grading prices is grading on site this year. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there.
CSG's prices grading on site are ridiculously cheap. Like end of show is like $20.
That's crazy, isn't it?
They're really trying to get business in. Joseph here has a pretty good idea. Brett, I'd like a signed baseball with you, John, and Striker on it. Yeah, we can. If Striker's only going certain days and I'm not there, and KC as well, maybe we have enough overlap mesh. We can get enough of us that are on this live. We'll have everybody that shows up at the National sign a baseball. We'll give it away or something like that.
That'd be cool. I like that idea. I'm gonna have to work on my my signature, man. It's been a while.
Oh yeah.
I do a doctor's signature now. I used to have a nice signature.
A nice signature.
I used to have a really nice one, and now it's trash bags.
The only thing about my signature that you can read is I have a very distinct J. It's not like many people's J. It's look closer to like Juan Soto's J. If you've seen that, I mean, it's, and I've always signed it that way ever since I like learned how to do cursive. Like I just couldn't do the other way to do a J. So I did it a different way. It looks more like a T, but yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to.
You can always read my signature because of the J. So like the only J that's signed like that.
After I got divorced in 2016, I was having to sign tons of papers, whether it was lawyer papers or I had to refinance the house, and there was a whole bunch of crap. I was opening up new bank accounts, and I was like, this sucks. So I changed my signature. I literally just started scribbling crap. And I went to vote the next year, and they looked at my signature, and they go, "This isn't your signature." I said, "Yes, it is," and I signed it. I said, "That's me." It changed. I thought that cracked me up, but
fair point here about CD. The break, you got to worry about breakers getting a lot of those packs. They do get a lot.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. But there's a lot of them.
Although the way that worked, though, they have to redeem the wrapper. So even though breakers get the product, like if the breaker it doesn't have an agreement to like take the cellophane off the pack before they actually get the boxes, you know, that is one thing that they did have to do last year was even though you took the sealed case to them, they didn't just say, oh, that's 12 boxes. Here's your 12 packs. They would actually take every box out, take the cellophane off and put them all back in the box. So if your breaker group isn't cool with that, you might be stuck with those.
Yeah. Man, I just remember, and I think it was 2000. Yeah, it was 2019. Mike from the clubhouse, he was going over and buying product, getting the silver packs, and then coming back and breaking on site and getting some really good. He'd be like in the chat, "Hey, what do you guys want to break?" And it was cool, man. There's Nationals so fun.
Ziggy, no, hit up. You guys hook up the day Ziggy's there. He knows how to get all the free stuff. Well, he said eBay has a lot of good giveaways. So
wow, I need to do more of that. I need to get a new
of the things every day that you plan on doing, and like check them off one at a time.
I need to get another new Bowman hat from Tops. What's up, Charker? Oh, you got anything else, John? Man,
nah, not on my. Oh, I did have one last thing on the list. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I doubt Jab's family is in here listening to us. But I made a comment on one of his videos recently, and I'll make a video about it. But I just despise the fact that he does sponsored videos for Total Trash Bags products, like that MJ Holding repack with like the single packs and 5 cards in it. I know he's probably doing us a service by showing us how that product is. But why are you using other people's money during a sponsor? Like, I don't know how it works. Maybe somebody can like tell me how the sponsorship works. But if I were going to pay for that video and you were using my money and I didn't have a choice about it, I'd be pissed that you opened that product with my sponsorship dollars. I'd be like, what the hell is that? That's a total ripoff. Like, why'd you even buy that? Like, I just wonder, why you make enough content, you have enough connections. Do you really need to stoop to the level of buying Dollar General, Family Dollar, Big Lots, MJ Holding repacks? Do you really need to do that? It's not necessary. With 143,000 subscribers, you're better than that. Or maybe you're not. And that was the only point I wanted to make is I was just turned off by that. And I was like, I just don't know that I want to watch any more of your content because, quite honestly, what you're doing there is wrong. Like, that's
saw those packs, and I saw that video come up, and I saw those packs, and I was like, this is ridiculous because...
Like, why? You are better than that.
They're bad, man, because those packs, dude, they're clearancing those boxes already.
If I had 150,000 subscribers, and I never will, but if I did, I would never open a video like that with somebody else's money.
No,
That
that
is
was
so
pretty bad.
wrong. I mean, like, I would feel dirty doing that.
Yeah, but
It's
on the flip
like, hey,
side,
buddy, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
who is the sucker who's buying that crap? Because
ugh,
Stu posted he it's in his Patreon. He posts exactly what he's going to be opening and then the dollar amount. So the person who bought that knew what he was opening.
yeah,
Like I don't know how you do it, man.
I
It's
know. I don't.
trash, dude.
It's total trash. I hate it when he comes out with videos like that, and I see it from time to time, and it's like, you the this is everything that's wrong about the hobby is letting these companies repackage something that's worthless and try to sell it to you for more money, and you're the sucker who bought it. And
Yeah.
if you
I
wouldn't buy the blaster box on the shelf when they had all 7 packs in it, why the hell are you going to pay more for it when there's less in there? Like, what
the
is
sad
wrong
thing
with you?
is the sad thing is people are going to go to Walmart and buy those for $8. That's the real
It's,
bad. And
it's
you know what? We're going to start seeing more and more and more of those this year because of all these products that are that are on the shelves. They're going to open them. They're going to repack them because that's what MJ Holdings does. I hate it. Those products suck for the most part. Every now and then, maybe a product gets hot later down the road and you go back and be like, holy crap. But,
yeah,
I kind of look at it this way too. People got to be good consumers. It's no different than when a dude on Facebook lists a product. Let's say I go on Facebook and I list 5 of these for $500 and some sucker buys it for $500. You know,
yeah,
I'd be like, hell yeah, I just sold that for $500. But dude,
yeah.
there are so many suckers, man.
It it's yeah, I don't know. It's just it's one of those things like as much as we dogged the Tops, the Fanatics, the Paninis of the world, we need to start doing the same thing with MJ Holding and the people who make videos about those. I was gonna say it. I don't want to say it. Crap MJ Holding products that nobody should buy. We need to
It's
like we can do better than that. If we're gonna hold Fanatics and Tops to that standard, why not MJ Holdings and Excel and anybody else that's selling product to consumers? It's no different. We can be better than that. And that's
maybe
all.
we all need
I was
maybe
gonna,
we all need to
we
start going to
just
the
can be. We can
stores
all be better than that.
and labeling
Let all
products
of it sit on the
with
shelf. We didn't even need to buy the 20 to see how bad it was. We could have just looked at it and said, "I can guarantee you that's bad."
we'll just bring sticky notes to every product. This is a bad product, do not buy, and put it on every one of those.
Yeah, I mean, and
Brandon
what's the
says,
other
hey,
one that comes around every Christmas time? The Sky Bee that opens all those mega mystery power boxes that are garbage. Same thing.
um,
Don't touch those things. Like
Brand,
that should be a
here,
service. Don't touch those things. 99.9% of the time, they're total garbage. They're
Brandon
just
says, some
literally flushing
dude,
$50 down the toilet.
some dude will be reselling these packs at the table at National.
Yeah, that's
That's
probably
funny.
true. That's
But
probably true.
hey,
Dave and
now
Adam
this,
will buy them all, and they'll discount them day over day. By Sunday, they'll be $1.
I've talked to 2 vendors in the last couple weeks. Um, the Target vendor, I've known him for a long time since I got back into collecting because I'd run into him at various Targets when I was buying certain products. And he said right now he's having the worst across the board because he does like 12 to 15 Targets. People are going in and opening up more product on the shelf than ever. He said
Yeah,
there has been more opened on the shelf this year than his previous years combined. The Bowman Megas, people are cutting the bottoms open, taking the mega packs. People are just opening up fat packs and leaving stuff around. And then the reason it triggered is when you said those big packs from Meyer.
yeah.
The lady, she said, people have been cutting those all open and taking um,
The Prism packs or
take,
something.
taking some. Well, so here's what I did. She was there and she's like, look at this. And I looked in there. I'm like, there was a pack of Update in one of them. I said, hey, can I buy that? She goes, I don't know if it'll check out. I said, well, I'll find out. So I went up there and rang up the pack for $3.99.
Did it
That's the
really
thing.
check out?
So they let me check out for $3.99. So
That's funny.
I told her, I
It,
said, you find those update packs, I'll buy every one of those for $3.99.
yeah, I there is a line that some of these companies cross where it's like you've gone too far. You don't have to do that to be a great salesman. Like you're just appearing to be shady, and I think it's wrong.
I just wish they would. I just wish they would wait. They used to, it seemed like they used to wait longer before they'd repack that stuff, and then all of a sudden, a couple years later, when Aaron Judge is really good, and you're opening up these repacks, and there's
Mhm.
Aaron Judge rookie cards in there, like, but I mean, come on, man, Panini Prism baseball,
Yeah,
get out of here for $8. Now, if those were like $2 packs, sure,
yeah,
but
definitely.
well, you want
All right, we're
to
gonna go
battle?
with. Are we going each box on its own merits or best from two boxes?
Let's just do the best two boxes, whatever.
All right,
Let's see how it goes.
best card wins total.
Man, I haven't opened any baseball for a while. Stadium Club
Either.
Chrome I opened up the other day.
The last opening I did was on a glacier.
Our hangers banger. Yeah, go check that out, man. John went to some beautiful places. That was pretty sick. You guys just don't know what you're talking about. I don't claim to know what I'm talking about, that's for sure. Amateur hour here, baby.
Oh, DJ and Riffs. Yeah, I remember that saga with the Corbin Carroll on the back. That's cool.
There's a
Corbin
Yoshida
Carroll
rookie
on
card.
the back.
So far, that's the winner. What's his injury
There's no way
status?
he can win.
What's Corbin Carroll's injury status?
I don't know.
That
Did
I
he get
haven't.
hurt the other day?
He hurt his shoulder swinging before the All-Star break. Man, home run derby was fun. I did not win any of my home run derby redemptions. I went over
I didn't
three.
actually place a bet, but Peds and Brett are witnesses. The guy that I called before the contest even happened was Vladdy, and I was right. Just didn't win any money. DraftKings apparently didn't work in Canada. You
Wilson
get anything
Contreras,
yet?
blue. I got a numbered card.
Home run challenge card of
It's a gold.
Carlos
Mitch
Correa.
Keller.
You probably want to get it.
So
I got
that
a
is not a winner.
Miles, Vilocas, Rainbow Foil, Nolan Arenado All-Star, Ozzie Smith. Oh, these are cool. I like these legends of the game. Nolan Arenado or Ozzie Smith. The lovely stars of MLB that everybody hates, loves to hate. Anthony Volpe. I mean, a good nickel and dime box. Honestly, not a bad box.
I got a gold, just not a good gold.
I didn't get any number cards.
Mitch Keller, gold. I was surprised I got a gold out of one of these.
Yeah,
That's some good rookies, Francisco Alvarez.
that'll do it.
Yoshida, Young, and Alvarez so far.
Yeah,
Dude, I've heard there's rumors. That Yankees are cranking up to trade for Otani.
Who's trading for Otani?
Possibly the Yankees.
I was
With
thinking
Dominguez, Volpe.
Dominguez and Volpe and like a bunch of pitching prospects for Otani. That'd be funny. That might work out for both teams, actually. Are you on to box number 2?
I'm on a box too.
Okay.
I didn't have any. I mean, that Mitch Keller gold is not good. I had 3 good base cards, but that ain't good either. Hangers are bangers. And a blue Wilson Contreras. Bama Sam said he's going to the Braves. I tell you what, the Braves have done a good job of signing dudes for cheap. They locked up all those young guys for cheap.
I think I might have a numbered card here. I got a blue Hunter Strickland. I got a backwards card. Who the hell is that? The gold of... Oh, that's a rookie. I got a rookie gold of Stone Garrett.
Nice.
Ted Williams, Vinny, the Italian Nightmare on the... what do they call those? The International Baseball Classic, or whatever.
So I had another numbered card. Purple. Not
Volpe
good,
again.
though. Jesus Luzardo.
Jesus
And a rookie Sangus. Rainbow foil. That's not that bad. For the Mets. For Peds Mets.
All right.
NASCAR race is on tomorrow. Got rained out.
All right. I don't know what my best card is, but I guess maybe a Stone Garrett Gold. I don't know.
These boxes were not that good. I mean,
I
we all
pulled
know
this
what we're getting into.
Independence Day the other day.
I mean,
That
I
same dude.
I can't be unhappy about those two boxes in terms of hits. That's the thing. Like, so I opened up two boxes and I got two numbered cards and a rainbow foil. Just seeing if I got any other base cards. It just didn't hit the players. I don't know.
Yeah, Corbin Carroll and Stone Garrett Gold. That's probably the best.
I'm thinking my Sanga rainbow foil is probably the best, but then I had purple. You guys tell me. I had a purple numbered, gold numbered, and a Contreras blue, retail blue.
You guys make the call. Who wins? I'm guessing that's probably my best card.
Is the Corbin Carroll card better than the rainbow foil of Sanga?
No, the gold.
Oh, the gold rookie.
The rookie gold, yeah. I pulled this dude's Independence Day, like I said, a couple days ago, like before vacation. And it's a tough pull, but yeah. So now I'm collecting the rainbow, apparently, of Stone Garrett.
Go for the rainbow, baby.
For what it's worth.
101.
So I don't know. I mean, this feels like kind of a draw. But
call it a draw.
I mean, maybe you take it by a slim margin. It's hard to say.
Call it a draw. That's kind of what this product's about these days.
The depth of the opening. I mean, I got a decent number of base rookies. I got two Volpes, Corbin Carroll. Yeah, that's probably it. Yoshida. Yeah. So I'd say the depth overall. Wait, you pulled the 88 Garrett auto. It's like $5. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. That Independence Day, I don't know what I would go for. I should probably grade it eventually. I hope he's good, but I think
Rookie Independence Day, hold on to it. You'd never know, man. You just never know.
Yeah, imagine I don't think Stone Garrett will become the next Ohtani, but it's a nice color match because it's for the
well.
So
let's wrap this bad boy up. We had another good night. A lot of people.
We went a little
for an hour and 24 minutes this fall. Make up for lost time, and
that's right. We definitely made up for some lost time here.
Heck yeah! Thanks for all the chat, everybody out there. Thanks for coming in. We had a blast.
Yep. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Brett, take us out of here.
Until next time. Peace.
See you, everybody.